Lights Out is the radio series for which Obler is best remembered. He created novel, innovative sound effects, including the use of a rubber glove to represent a man's skin turning inside out. His stories were so cutting edge and gruesome that as narrator of the show, he warned audiences that the show was not for the timid. Obler caused controversy with his very first play for the series, Burial Services. The ending of the play, in which a young girl was buried alive with no hope of rescue, was too much for audiences. Letters of protest poured into NBC. After this incident, Obler toned down the realistic terror in his horror plays in favor of the fantastic. Obler's Lights Out series began with one of the best remembered openings in old-time radio.
Lights out, everybody. We bring you stories of the supernatural and the supernormal, dramatizing the fantasies and the mysteries of the unknown. We tell you this calmly, but sincerely. So if you wish to avoid the tension of these plays, we advise you to turn off your radio now. It is said that good things come in small packages. So do evil things. Yes. Some people, especially city folk, love eating meat, but they are incredibly squeamish about where it comes from. They want their bacon and chops and steaks, but they don't want to be reminded of nasty things like slaughterhouses and what happens behind the door in the butcher shop. Serve them sausages by all means, but don't use this as a springboard for a lively conversation about what's inside those plump, sizzling skins. Meat comes from the supermarket in neat plastic wrapped packages. And let's just leave it at that. Other people are less sentimental about what their meat would be doing if it wasn't playing the part of breakfast. But they regard all of this livestock rearing and slaughtering as infuriatingly inefficient and dirty, and not at all in keeping with a bright technocratic age. Wouldn't it be better, they say in echo of Winston Churchill, if we could just have the drumstick and not have the chicken? Lights out, everybody. It's later than you think.
Women, I tell you, they make me sick like I have never been sick before.
I take it then, Dr. Alberts, that you aren't looking forward with a great deal of pleasure to the annual visit of the wives of our dear trustees.
Every year I get a headache. Every year it is the same thing. Those women, why must they come here, disrupting our work? Excuse me, please.
Of course.
Hello? Hello? Yes? Yes, this is Dr. Alberts. What? Sandwiches? Sandwiches for what? Is this a research laboratory or a restaurant? All right. Order the sandwiches. Maybe if they eat, they go away faster. Yeah, I leave everything to you. Goodbye. Sandwiches.
For some reason, your annual tour of inspection always gives the ladies an appetite. Isn't that true?
I tell you, it makes me sick. They look in the test tubes. Do they understand what is in them? No. But every year they come. Every year the same foolish questions. Every year the same waste of time. The wives of the trustees. Home they should stay. Now then, what were we discussing?
The end of the world.
Yes, that article on the end of the world.
You were saying that it is your belief that the rotation of the Earth would gradually slow down until someday the Earth would stop entirely.
Yeah, and when that day comes, it will mean the end of all human life inevitably. 6 months of unbelievable cold and then 6 months of unbelievable heat. Finished everything.
But why, Doctor? I mean, why should the Earth stop rotating? It whirls in a frictionless vacuum, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there are influences which drag it back, particularly the tides of the ocean. Eventually, just as the moon's revolutions have stopped, so will the Earth, and then for man, calamity. Of course, that will all happen, maybe 2,000 million years from now.
Well, that's a relief. 2,000 million years give me time, yet, to clean up a few loose ends.
I don't know why I waste time with you. You are like the other reporters. Nothing but wisecracks and foolishness.
Oh no, Dr. Alberts. I didn't mean to.
It is all right. I need more wisecracks in my life. You are a fine young man, Lewis. Never have you distorted what I have told you to make sensationalism for the headlines, like most of the other newspapers have. You have always been honest with me, and I like you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now then, for this symposium of what scientists predict for the end of mankind. You might also say that I predict that the end for mankind will come with the cessation of the Earth's rotation, because at that time, one side of the Earth will always be hidden from the sun and consequently will be covered with an ice cap hundreds of miles thick. On the other hand, the side that always faces the sun will be heated to a point where everything will be burned down to a great desert of red-hot sand and rocks.
Well?
But that is not all. Between the hot and cold sides of the Earth, there will be a sort of twilight zone, not affected by the direct blasting heat of the sun. But if you think future man could live in this section, think again. Life would be impossible. Great tearing hurricanes moving hundreds of miles an hour will rear, never stopping from the sunny side of the world to the cold side, until finally, after hundreds of years, the air itself is frozen up and there can be no more winds.
Say, that's quite a picture.
You can quote me as saying further that of only one thing in the future Leon Albers is absolutely positive of, and that is that the end of the world from mankind's standpoint will not occur until at least 2,000 millions of years have passed, and that when the catastrophe does occur... excuse me, please. Come in.
Beg your pardon, Dr. Roberts.
Yeah, what is it?
The ladies, sir. The trustees' wives, sir.
Well?
They want you to show them the mechanical heart, sir.
Mechanical heart. I knew it. Mr. Lewis, why is it the minute a visitor comes into the Institute, right away the first thing they must see is the mechanical heart?
Well, after all, the idea of a heart beating away and having life outside of a body is rather intriguing.
Yeah, but this is an institute of research, not a sideshow.
Shall I tell the ladies that you won't...
Who says that I won't? Come along, Mr. Lewis. You will see me in my annual role as, how you say it, sideshow Barker. Come along.
All right, if you'll give me the rest of my article on the end of the world as soon as you're through.
The end of the world? What was that? What does that matter when the wives of the trustees want to be entertained? Women. They make me sick. They make me sick like I've never been sick before.
Oh, I do think it's the most exciting thing.
Oh, I just love the way Dr. Alberts wears his hair. I simply love it.
A mechanical heart. I think it's simply marvelous what modern science is doing, even if I don't understand anything about it. Not a single thing.
You hear them, Louis?
Oh, my goodness.
Was it for this that the first organism that was eventually to become man struggled its way out of the Protozoic slime 800 million years ago?
I wish I could help you out, Doctor.
Here we are, Dr. Alberts, all ready. The ladies are simply dying to hear your masterly exposition of the artificial heart, or whatever you call it. Oh, this gentleman, I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
This is Mr. Lewis with one of the newspapers.
A reporter. How interesting. I'm Mrs. John C. Hallop. That's H-A-L-O-P.
If you please, in here.
Oh, of course. This way, ladies. The dear doctor is ready for us.
Oh my, how everything is so nice and neat and clean.
And look at all the bottles.
Oh, just like my own pantry.
Where's the heart? I don't see any heart.
Quiet, ladies. Quiet, please. If you please.
This table here, if you will step this way.
Oh, I don't see any heart. I don't
Nothing
see
but tubes and glassware.
Where is the heart?
Yes, Dr. Alberts, where is the heart? You're not going to disappoint us, are you, dear doctor?
So, now I can explain. If you will step closer and look where I point, you will see inside this quartz container is the isolated, extirpated chicken heart.
Oh, can I see it now?
Where?
Right in there. Isn't it fascinating?
My goodness, it really looks like a chicken heart.
And that is what it is. The chicken to whom this heart was a vital organ is dead already for 17 months. But here in this apparatus, a modification of the robot heart developed by Lindbergh and Corral, this heart has gone on an independent existence, beating away as if it were still a part of the living fowl.
Oh, can you imagine that?
Of all things.
Unbelievable.
Through these tubes, as you can see, a constant stream of liquid is flowing to and from the heart. This liquid is called Hartmann's solution and simulates tissue fluid.
You mean it artificially replaces the bloodstream?
Yeah, the blood. The solution replaces the blood.
But doctor, what keeps that artificial blood circulating?
I will show you. Here. In this case, I open it. You see?
Why, it's a tiny electronically driven pump.
Yeah, what we call a synchronized alternating pump. It drives the life fluid through the heart at 60 beats per minute. And so the heart lives on and on, though the body it came from is long dead.
But doctor, you don't mean that this chicken heart can go living on forever?
As long as we keep the serum that is circulating through it fresh and at the proper temperature, there is no reason why this heart cannot outlive 1,000 generations of all of us. In fact, if an apparatus such as this had existed in the days of, say, Napoleon, we might today stand and watch the heart of the Frenchman beating away as it did 168 years ago.
Napoleon's heart?
Imagine that. But dear Dr. Alberts, that chicken heart isn't really living and beating in there, is it?
Most definitely. Shh! I will put the stethoscope against the chamber. You will hear. So, now listen. So, now you have heard it.
Oh, I did indeed. Absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, well, let me listen, Dr. Alberts. I want to hear it too. I want to hear it
No,
too.
me first. Let me hear it beat first. I want to hear it again.
No. Me, Dr. Alberts, me.
Oh, no, I asked first.
No, ladies, please. One at a time. No, do not push. The apparatus. You will please be careful. Ladies, please.
Oh, come on.
The instruments, they are delicate. You will break up. Look out! Oh. The experiment ruined.
Well, Dr. Alberts, we didn't mean, that is speaking for the ladies. We didn't mean to harm anything. We
Get out of here!
But doctor!
Get out of here, all of you! Get out! You have ruined months of work, you silly women, you! Months of work! See the apparatus broken, the heart stopped, everything ruined. I don't care if you are trustees' wives. Get out, you women! Get out! Get out! Well?
Mr. Lewis, to see you, Doctor.
Lewis? All right, send him in. Send him in.
Yes, Doctor.
Good morning, Dr. Alberts.
Well, what is it?
It's about that symposium, Doctor. I've got to get the rest of the material.
Symposium?
Don't you remember last Friday? Your discussion on the end of the world for that Sunday feature story we're running. You remember we were interrupted?
Yeah, I remember it only too well. Those women.
I've been thinking about it over the weekend. I mean, I've been wondering whether or not you were able to salvage anything.
Salvage? You think with so delicate an experiment as with a living heart there could be salvage? No, the experiment is ruined. Ruined.
It was unfortunate, wasn't it?
It was a lesson. Hereafter, as long as I am head of this institute, there will be no more sightseers to the laboratory. This is a place of scientific work, not a sideshow. This is a place of...
Dr. Alberts! Dr. Alberts!
Well, what's the matter?
Oh, Dr. Alberts, come quickly, quickly!
Quickly, what's the matter with you, young man? Is there a fire or something?
It's...
Speak up. It's what?
You remember you sent me to clean the mess the women left?
Well?
I can't open the door. I just can't.
If you cannot open the door, why bother me? Call the janitor. What's the matter with you?
No, Dr. Roberts. You've got to come with me. It's something else. It's something terrible.
Terrible? What are you talking about?
I don't know what it is, sir, but the corridor is full of the odor of it. And you can hear it. You can hear it through the door. Oh, come, Dr. Roberts, please. Please see for yourself.
Is everyone going crazy around here? You hear what I have to put up with, Mr. Lewis? The door to the laboratory is stuck, so this man goes crazy.
But Dr. Roberts...
All right, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. Come along, Lewis. Maybe in between acting as a nursemaid to crazy women and crazy laboratory assistants, maybe I can give you the rest of the article on the end of the world. Come along.
Do you smell it, Dr. Roberts? Do you smell it?
I don't know. You, Mr. Lewis?
There is a peculiar odor in here, isn't there?
There is a simple explanation for that. The women last Friday, they knocked over the table, the chemicals. I am so disgusted, like you say, I drove them out and locked the door. Well, here we are. So open the door, young man.
But I can't, sir. There's something holding the door back. See? It's something soft, yielding. It's something living.
What?
I'm not crazy, sir. Listen. Put your ear to the door and listen.
By golly.
Please, sir, listen.
Yeah, I'll listen. Lewis, listen. Your ear, close to the door.
By golly.
Lub dub.
Yes, Dr. Roberts. What in heaven's name? What's back there?
Come away from the door.
What is it, Doc?
Hand me that fire axe off the wall.
Yes, sir.
It sounded like some sort of a pump, didn't it, sir?
Huh? What?
I said it sounded like a pump of some sort, didn't it?
Yeah, a pump.
The axe, sir. Shall I break down the door?
No, you fool. The hinges. Knock the pin out and the door will fall open. Here, let me.
Yes, sir.
There, now the other one. So, now stand to one side.
What are you going to do?
The edge of the axe in here. Without the hinges, the door will fall open. One side. So, here it comes. Stand back.
Dr. Roberts!
Mutter in Himmel.
Doctor, that huge piece of flesh on the floor. Where did it come from? Where?
Listen to it, Doctor. Listen. Pulsing. It's pulsing.
Doctor, it is flesh, isn't it? It is flesh.
Yeah, it is flesh.
A living mass of meat as large as a chair. What is it, Doctor? What is it?
It cannot be, and yet it is flesh pulsing. It is the chicken heart.
But Dr. Alberts, be reasonable, sir. At least, let me release this story to my own paper. I won't color the news. I'll just tell what happened.
And do we know what happened?
Why, certainly. That apparatus, RoboHeart, or whatever you want to call it, was accidentally smashed, and over the weekend, in some miraculous manner, that little chicken heart, no longer than my thumbnail, grew into a mass of pulsing flesh, 1,000 times its original size.
Miraculously grew, you say. But in science, there are no miracles. I want to know why it grew. Why?
But let me put the story on the wire, Dr. Alberts. We've been friends. I've never presumed on that friendship. But now, I tell you it's a story that'll...
No, wait. Here is a possibility.
What?
When those women knocked over the apparatus, it fell against that rack of chemicals. Is it not possible that some unknown combination of those reagents acting upon the tissue resulted in what you choose to call a miracle, the supergrowth of this heart, this independent existence of an organ outside its own bodily environment?
Wait a minute. You mean that you think that some of those chemicals that might have fallen on the heart caused it to grow and keep on living without a bloodstream?
Yeah, it is the only possibility. But there must be no newspaper publicity, my friend. I must have time, peace, quiet to analyze, investigate. If I can discover the secret of this independent existence, it may be in my power to do wonders for medical science that...
Wait, Dr. Alberts. What's that noise?
What?
Dr. Alberts, come quickly.
What's wrong?
The heart.
Yes, the heart.
It's feeding.
Feeding?
No, that is not possible.
Come on, see for yourself.
It is not possible, I tell you. It is not possible. Quiet, everybody. Quiet now. Stand away from the door. Now then, one of you, Dr. Atkins, what is the matter?
Well, I'm not quite sure, Doctor. I was standing at the doorway here discussing this with one of the other men of the staff when suddenly, out of the mass of flesh, a long tentacle of protoplasm thrust itself upward.
You mean out of the heart?
Yes, with my own eyes, I saw it. It moved out until it reached that case of white mice there, and then it wrapped itself around one of the mice.
Go on.
Well, then the tentacles retracted itself, and the mass of flesh engulfed the mouse.
What?
Yeah, the moment the mouse disappeared into the tissue, the appearance of the entire mass completely changed. Look, Dr. Alberts, look for yourself.
Yeah, I see. The color is changing, reddish gray.
Look, Dr. Alberts, the edges, the thing is crawling.
No, it is not crawling. See, it is growing. Donner feather, what was that?
The stenographer's fainted.
Take her away. Everyone stand back.
Dr. Alberts, what do we do? It's already twice the size it was.
Unbelievable. Hyperplasia of tissues at so rapid a rate. It cannot be.
But how can it grow like that, Dr. Alberts? Just a mass of flesh. What is it growing on? What?
Look from the center of it.
It's a tentacle of flesh like before.
Yeah, I see. A pseudopod, like from a simple organism reaching out.
What? What is it reaching for?
Groping along the floor. Dr. Atkins, stand back. Look out!
Atkins! It's crawling around Dr. Atkins!
Oh, help! Help, Joe! Oh, help! Oh,
No, Lewis, don't go near it.
The axe! Where's that axe?
Do something, somebody! It's pulling Atkins towards it!
Oh, help me!
It sucked him in.
Look out! Another one! Another tentacle!
Run for your lives! Run!
What's going on in there?
Stand back, you people! Stand back!
Must be a fire.
Well, maybe they're raiding the place. Mr. Rosen, what's going on over there?
Ask me, I should know.
Maybe there's a fire.
Fire, schmire. Ask me, I don't know. I'm information or something. All I know is I look out my store window and all at once there's crowds around the place. Fire, murder, ask me, I don't know.
Officer, what's going on in there? What's going on in there? Officer!
Don't ask me, lady. Don't ask me. Now keep moving, everybody. Keep moving.
But, officer, I insist. You simply must tell me what's going on in there. I insist.
Yeah. Okay, lady, then insist. But stay back of these lines while you're insisting.
How dare you speak to me in that tone of voice? There's murder going on in that place. I know it, as sure as I'm standing here. Research Institute. It's a house of murder. That's what it is. I've always known it was. By vasectomy and torture and crimes against nature.
Hello. Give me the chief. Hello, chief. This is Lewis. Listen, give me a rewrite, man. The thing's still growing. No, chief, I tell you the truth. They got squads surrounding the building and nobody seems to know what to do. It's growing so fast there doesn't seem to be any way to stop it. I tell you, I saw it with my own eyes. The corridor's choked with living, crawling flesh. No, I'm not drunk. I'm telling you the truth. That little piece of flesh has grown until it's jamming the building with flesh, all inside the space of an hour. You've got to believe me, Chief. It's the greatest news story of the generation, and here you are arguing with me. I tell you the truth, Chief. You've got to believe me. You've got to.
But Captain, you must believe me. I tell you, the only hope is to burn the building to the ground at once.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute, take it easy.
I tell you, burn it to the ground. It is the only hope, believe me it is. That tissue is undergoing constant mitosis. It is proliferating so rapidly that it has choked the building with living flesh. Burn it, I tell you, burn!
Now, take it easy, I tell you, take it easy. I sent in the call for the chief. He'll be here in a minute. All this don't make any sense, I tell you, it sure don't.
You dumb fool, there's no time to waste.
Now, wait a minute.
There is no minute. There is no second. This thing must be destroyed. Now, Violet is confined. Don't you understand? For some reason I cannot even imagine this tissue is doubling in size every hour. Do you know what that means, you dumb fool, you? In another hour it will be twice the size it is now. And long before that it will break open the building with the force of its pressure.
Hey, what's that?
Yes, pressure on the growing flesh. They'll thrust the building aside as if it were paper. Then it will be free in the street. You hear me? Free in the street. And then the pseudopods, those tentacles of protoplasm, stretching out. It lives on human flesh. You hear me? On flesh. That building must be burned and the crowds must be kept back. Further back, I tell you. Further back or else.
What's that? What?
The building! See the walls cracking! I warned you! I warned you!
Get back! Everybody, get back! Everybody, get back! Oh my God.
I tried to warn them! But now it is too late. Too late. The flesh is free.
Mr. Mayor, I demand to be heard.
Listen to me, you men.
Oh, we've got to keep our heads.
Moving mass of flesh. I can't understand it whatsoever.
You've got to do something.
Ladies, gentlemen, come to order. Gentlemen, as mayor of this city, no one realizes more than I do the necessity of immediate action in curbing this unspeakable, unbelievable calamity which has befallen us. And I assure you,
Cut the speeches, Mac. That blasted thing is spreading like a forest fire. It's sucked in 50 people already. Call the governor. Get the National Guard out.
Yes,
come on, let's go.
yes,
Yeah, that's right.
Call the governor.
Oh, no, let's not be hasty.
The National Guard.
No, wait, the mayor's right. We need to listen to him.
No, wait, gentlemen. If you please, ladies,
What?
listen to me.
What?
Listen to what I have to say.
Who is he?
That guy.
What does he want?
Please, gentlemen, just a word. A word.
wait, people, wait. It's Dr. Alberts of the Research Institute. Let him speak. Step up here, doctor.
Okay.
Good people, listen to me. It was in my institute this horror began. And if you give me the chance, maybe I can stop it.
What is it, doctor? Tell us first what the monster really is.
Yeah, I will tell you. That great ever-growing mass of flesh, it is, or it was, a chicken heart.
Chicken heart? Are you crazy, man?
Oh, my chicken.
Chicken heart? He's nuts.
Chicken heart, a black square?
Crazy. Oh, chicken.
He's crazy.
Crazy. Throw him out.
Cracked.
Throw him out.
He is cracked.
Yes, chicken heart, I tell you. Chicken heart. Listen to me, you fools. Listen. I tell you that mass of flesh was a chicken heart, the tissue of which, for some reason, a mystery of science, is undergoing constant, rapid, accelerating growth. With each passing hour, its growth is doubling. Do you know what that means, you fools? If it is now 1 block in size, within 30 hours, that cannibal flesh will have increased in size to 1 square block to the 30th power. In 30 hours, every inch of this whole city will be crushed under the moving flesh. Within 60 hours, it will have covered the entire state. Within 2 weeks, the entire United States. You ask for the National Guard. I say call out the entire United States Army. Blast this thing off the earth. Bombs, artillery. It is the only way, gentlemen. It is the only way to save the earth.
All right, Chief. Pumpers are ready. All the hoses coupled up. We'll flood the thing with water from all angles.
All right, here's the signal. Open them up, full blast.
Look out, the flesh. It's reaching out.
The fools! What good is water? I told them. The only hope is bombs, artillery.
General mobilization orders. All National Guardsmen report to your armories. All National Guardsmen report to your armories. General mobilization orders.
Battery in position, sir.
Commence firing on the hour.
Yes, sir.
20, 15, 10, 5, 0. Commence firing.
Useless. It has grown too large and it grows too quickly. The flesh is already engulfing the guns. They come too late. Too late.
You all right now, Dr. Alberts?
Yeah, I am all right, Mr. Lewis. All right.
Well, I'm sure glad I located you. I stalled as long as I could. Another 10 minutes and we could have taken off. That blasted protoplasm or whatever it was sucking at the wheels by the time we left the ground.
Yeah, I saw.
5,000 feet? Well, we'll cruise around up here for a few minutes and then head west.
It will do no good.
Eh?
I have told you, like I have told so many, the flesh below, it grows like a mathematical progression. Faster, faster, greater, greater. There is no hope.
In the name of all that's rational, Doctor, you don't mean it'll go on until...
Until there is no place more to go. In the Institute, when it was small, then there was hope. Fire would have killed it. But now, what can man do? It is like telling the sea to go back.
You can't mean it. It must stop growing sometime. It must.
Look at it down there. A gray blanket of evil covering everything. No hope, I tell you, none. See how the roads are black with men and women and their children running for their lives? See how the protoplasmic gray reaches out and engulfs them? See how they have...
Stop it! Stop talking like that! I've had all I can stand of horror. We'll get away, I tell you. We'll get away. That government, they'll send bombing planes and blast it off the earth. Yes, that's it, bombing planes. Poison gas.
No hope it will be the same as bombing the ocean. The flesh will go on and on. It is too late.
No, I tell you, no!
The little man down there did not believe their doom either until it engulfed them. Oh, listen to me, Lewis. You remember only a handful of days ago you asked me my prophecy of the end of the earth? You remember my answer? Such a scholarly prophecy. Cessation of earth rotation. Mighty sounding astronomical theories. But now this is reality, Lewis. The end has come for humanity. Not in the glory of interstellar combustion. Not in the peace of white, cold silence. But with that creeping, grasping flesh below us. It is a joke, huh, Lewis? A great joke. The joke of the cosmos. The end of mankind. Because of a chicken heart.
No, we won't die. I can't die. I'll find a safe landing somewhere. I'll find a place where... The motor, it's cut out. We're in a spin. I can't get out of it.
I told you, doomed.
No.
All mankind, doomed, and be with it.
We're falling right into it! Into the flesh! Ah!
Lights Out, written especially for radio by Arch Obler, comes to you each Wednesday from our Chicago studios. It's hard to follow that. But our cast for tonight. Dr. Alberts, the scientist, was played with a great accent by the Dave the Dreadful Sanchi. Lewis the reporter stepped out from behind our camera and was played by John Frantic Gelsomino. The lab intern and the soldier were played by our overworked sound effects master, Marty Lubdub McNulty. Ms. Hallop, the radio voice, Lady 3, and Crowd Lady 3 were played by our Susan the Snob Gajinski. Dr. Atkins, the fireman, and Crowd Voice 2 were all played by Roger First to Die Morris. Sam, Street Voices 1 and 5, and Crowd Voice 1 were played by Jay the Werewolf Summerfield. Mr. Rosen, the opening announcer, the mayor, the army captain, Street Voices 2 and 3 were played by Herb the Straight Man Thompson. The cop, Lady 4, Crowd Voice 6, and the Screaming Woman were played by last month's director, Ellie the Screech Babka. The police captain, fire chief, Street Voice 4, and Crowd Voice 4 were played by Walt the Madman Kovalik. The secretary, the busybody woman, Lady 1, Crowd Voices 5 and 8 were played by Nell the Know-It-All Brennan. Lady 2 and Crowd Voice 3 were played by Donna the Evil Witch Amsmeyer. And I, your most degenerate announcer and this evening's director, am Andre Dixon. Next month, in November, you know that. So the Riverside Township radio players will start the real holiday season at 7:30 p.m. on November 22nd, under the very capable direction of Ms. Susan Gajinski. Sue?
For the holidays, I kept looking for a script that had Thanksgiving mentioned in it like we did last year, and I was unable to find something that I really liked. So with the aid of Andre, I have two scripts to offer. One is Easy Aces, Baby Food, and the other is Fibber McGee and Molly, Fall House Cleaning. So there is something to be mentioned for the fall season. Please remember that this is on the November 22nd, the Friday before Thanksgiving. See you then.
Thank you, Sue. Ms. Gajinski promises a fantastic evening of fun for the whole family. Be sure to come and bring the kids and grandkids, as well as a friend or two. In addition, as always, the Riverside Township radio players renounce the 16 years of help and support provided by Supervisor Richard Tusher and the trustees of Riverside Township. Until this time next month, listen to the sounds behind you and have a few horrendous hours of darkness on Halloween night.